Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece chapter 1088. So, well, amazing chapter, amazing follow-up of whatever happened last week. We get to see a continuation of Hachinosu, of course, and the fight between Garp and Aokiji, and how they rescue Coby. The outcome of all of this pretty much makes sense. I expected something to happen to Garp. I expected Coby to survive, I expected Coby to do something, and every single one of those expectations have been met. Although, I did have a little bit more of an expectation for Coby. Let's get into the details. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Well, where does it all begin? It all begins with the result of whatever happened. Now, I know a lot of you guys are criticizing the Blackbeard pirates, but remember, we don't have everyone there. Yes, there are strong men. These guys are pretty strong, and the only one within, like, you know, the Marines was basically Garp, who was taking on the entire thing. But at the same time, you gotta remember, it's Garp. Yeah, it's not prime Garp. Of course, Kuzan was there, but the Marines did a few stuff, and of course, the Blackbeard pirates would be using underhanded tactics, because that's the way they're built. Ever since their introduction, ever since Blackbeard started making moves, it's all been underhanded tactics. The entire cliche of the Blackbeard pirates is that they swoop in when their enemies are on low guard, and that's how they take advantage, and this is what's happening throughout Hachinosu. Okay, granted, yeah, maybe they could have done a little bit better, but at the same time, I like to believe that the Blackbeard pirates didn't really have enough time to get used to their fruits. They've just recently got their fruits, and although some of them didn't, it's not enough time to be prepared. Now, although, yeah, okay, you're gonna say, this is the end game. They're about to fight the Straw Hats. You think they haven't mastered their devil fruits. No, they haven't. In fact, I'd like to believe that the best sort of combat that happens within the world of anime, and within fantasy as a whole, is when protagonists or antagonists start learning new things while they're fighting. It happens in Jujutsu Kaisen a lot, which is like one of my favorite shows now, one of my favorite manga to read. Most of the improvements that happen to characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, whether it be antagonists or protagonists, is that they improve while they fight. And I can see the same thing happening for the Blackbeard pirates as well as the Straw Hats, because really you don't have much time for training. You can't just lay around like Luffy did for 2 years and the Straw Hats did for 2 years, train and then come back to the world, because it's very fast paced, it's very dynamic. You move on, you learn along the way, and that's how you get better. That's what's been happening throughout every single one of the arcs that the Straw Hats have been through, and I would say the same for the Blackbeard pirates. So this is my excuse for the entirety. And of course, the whole crew wasn't there. Although Garp he was taking care of Kuzan, they could have done something, but plot convenience. At the end of the day, it's all plot convenience. Now, what Coby did in the chapter, I expected him to unlock Conqueror's Haki, maybe do something a little bit more like defeat one of the commanders, but that's a little too much if you ask me. They are in-game villains. I'm very skeptical about the fact whether or not the Blackbeard pirates would be the final villain the Straw Hats face, but they are in-game villains. We expect them to be very strong. In fact, I expect them to be stronger than Shanks' crew by the end of all of this, and because like Shanks versus Blackbeard is bound to happen. I don't care what you guys think. The fight between the red-haired pirates and the Blackbeard pirates were set from Marineford. It is going to happen, and the Blackbeard pirates will be stronger than the red-haired pirates when they face off, and that is for sure. I don't care how, underhanded tactics or not, the Blackbeard pirates needs to win, and I think they will do whatever they can within these times to get to where they want to be, or they need to be, when facing off against the red-haired pirates, even the Straw Hats. Now, let's talk about the result of all of this. Coby, yeah, there's a lot holding him back, and to be completely honest, he's not where I want him to be. At the same time, I've been saying this, and everyone's been saying this, that we can't expect Coby to just be Yonko commander level, like when he's starting from ground bottom 2 years ago, two and a half years ago. Luffy was like, he sort of knew his fruit. He knew combat, he knew basic combat, he knew how to fight. That's how he dominated East Blue. I'm gonna say this again and again when we're talking about Coby, and Coby was just there. He was just a normal human being with no combat skills, with no special abilities, with nothing whatsoever, only hard work. He's been the way he is up until now because of sheer hard work. And then again, like, of course, hockey being whatever it is, and I said that people learn along the way and they learn while fighting. Coby did just that, I guess. Maybe he knew this before, maybe something was holding him back, but ultimately I'd like to believe that the reason why he did whatever he did was because he was put under extreme pressure and he had to do it, and so he did. In fact, that's the same way I like to believe the next time we see Coby, he'll be unlocking more things along the way, moving on until he's ready. Now, you could say all about that. Maybe I'll make a future video on Coby, or perhaps Garp and Coby as a whole, but that's for later. For now, let's just focus on the outcome. So the outcome of all of this, Garp being captured, Coby escaping with civilians, this is what was supposed to happen. When I said that Garp entered this place knowing that this would be his downfall or something would go wrong, I wasn't wrong, and no one was. In fact, like, this entire raid, if Garp escaped, like, healthily, would make no sense, because this would literally change nothing other than degrading the Blackbeard pirates, which, to be completely frank, they're already degraded. Like, considering they haven't had much feats, they went to capture Boa Hancock, they failed, they took Coby, now he wants another fight and whatever, and then Coby escapes, Garp gets captured. Like, you know, it's an entire mess, and the Blackbeard pirates said it themselves. It's about time we make a name for ourselves. So, with all that being said, like, okay, the Blackbeard pirates don't have much feats, but they are strong, they are in-game villains, they will be doing something major. Now, as to what Blackbeard will be doing with Garp, I would say the same thing Blackbeard has been doing throughout the story, when he has something at his disposal. Using Coby, he wanted to create a bargaining chip for the world government to make a kingdom for himself, and I like to believe that, yeah, he's gonna do the same thing again. Garp is missing. I doubt he's dead, because if he's killed off screen, again, it would make no sense. Cobra being killed off screen makes a lot of sense. Not Garp, not Sabo, not anybody major. So I expect the same thing to happen to Blackbeard, and maybe in the future, Coby and Luffy actually does team along and beats Teach, because Garp, they have to rescue Garp. Maybe that's a plot line. We did hear the theories of, you know, the old things, like, you know, the real Blackbeard being defeated by a Marine captain, and, you know, Coby is one. So this is something to think about. And lastly, we end off with Egghead. I'm most likely sure that we're going to Egghead next chapter, and the Marines are there, another battle escalating, so many things to talk about. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.